Thank you for joining me again with Cruising on Empty. I'm your host, Salt. This video is basically here to clear up any kind of misconceptions on Range Rovers or any kind of confusions you might have. This video is basically going to cover the different model ranges through the years from 1970 all the way up to 2003, I should say. I'm going to try to cover everything in it. Whatever I don't cover, you guys are more than free to shoot me a text or a message, and I will try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. As I cover it, you'll see that there was been a little confusion with the 1995 model year Range Rover. I will clear that up in the video so there's no confusion. So this video is just meant for Land Rover enthusiasts and Range Rover enthusiasts who like these kind of vehicles or these kind of SUVs. I hope this video is very informative to you, to whoever's watching, to the people watching this video right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in 1970, Land Rover made the first Range Rover. Then in 1987, Land Rover introduced the first generation Range Rover to America. It came in a short wheelbase form, and it also came in a long wheelbase form. The engines in these trucks was an old Buick motor from like the 40s or 50s, somewhere around there. And then Land Rover bored these engines out to many different variations. For example, they bored it out for a 3.5 V8, a 3.9 V8, 4.0 V8, and then a 4.6 V8. Okay, and then in 1994, BMW buys Rover Group, right? In 95, they changed the body style. So it's kind of tricky because 95, you had the first generation, you had the second generation. So whatever was left over, they had first generation 95, and then the rest of that 95 year came out the second generation. So that's how a lot of times people get confused when they talk about 95. It was kind of a split year where you had the first generation and the second generation. But since a lot of people, I guess, don't remember, the first generation was the last year, really, not 94. 95 was actual last year for the first generation, and then the second generation picked up the rest of that year in 95. Now, the Range Rovers went on sale in America first in 87 and all the way up till 95 for the first generation. And while they were on sale in America, the prices ranged from $40,000 to $50,000 in the United States. So for the second generation Range Rover, which ran from 1995 to 2002, the Range Rover body changed from the first generation body. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the second generation and first generation shared 95 years. So in the middle of 95 or somewhere around 95, there was the first generation, and you also had the second generation in 95, okay? And that ran all the way up until 2000, okay? So, and in 2000, BMW decided to sell to Ford. The reason why they decided to sell to Ford was because BMW was investing a lot of money into Rover Group. And if they didn't stop investing that money, BMW would have had to file for bankruptcy. So to cut their losses, they decided to sell to Ford in 2000. While in 2000, the Range Rovers had the 4.0 and 4.6 liter V8 engine in it. And as you know, of course, from the first generation part of this video, they're Buick motors that were just bored out, just changed around for this truck. Now, depending on which model Range Rover you bought, you would have been paying anywhere between $70,000 to $94,000 for this truck. And this is for the second generation Range Rover. So the third generation Range Rover ran from 2003 to 2012. Ford bought Rover Group from BMW in 2000. The changes that BMW made did not take effect until right around, I want to say, 2002 and 2003, okay? The body was redesigned and BMW's 4.4 V8 motor was put inside. Now this body was a body that BMW had redesigned for the truck, and like I said, it didn't take effect until 2002, 2003. That's right around the time, that Ford already owned Rover Group. So after putting the 4.4 V8 motor into the truck, Ford didn't redesign the body until 2006, while they had ownership of this company, okay? They also introduced some new motors for the Range Rover. The 5.0 V8, the 4.2 V8 supercharged, and then they also had a 4.4 V8 turbo diesel that Ford designed in Europe there. But I really wish they would have brought it to America. And then also the changes that were made was that Ford decided to sell Rover Group to Tata Motors in 2008. So the Range Rover sold for between $70,000 and about $94,000 roughly, depending on your model you bought and if it was a special edition or not. If it was a special edition, you would be looking at more than $94,000 for this truck, probably in the $100,000, maybe $200,000 range. So for the fourth generation Range Rover from 2013 to 2021, Tata Motors bought Rover Group from Ford in 2008, but they didn't really do much of a change to the truck until 2013, where they redesigned the body, updated the interior with new technology in the truck. The motors pretty much stayed the same. They may have done a little tweaks here and there, but other than that, it was basically the same truck with a different body and updated interior and technology inside. So for the fifth generation Range Rover from 2022 to present, not much has changed. They redesigned the body a little bit. They updated the technology inside the truck. That's pretty much it for the fifth generation Range Rover. I mean, the Range Rover just encapsulates you in just the luxury, absolute luxury. Now, what is the same for the fifth generation as it was on the fourth generation are the engines, which was the 3.0 V6 diesel engine. They had a 4.4 V8 engine, a 5.0 V8 engine, and then they also have a hybrid and then a plug-in hybrid. I don't really know too much about the hybrid electric stuff, but if that's an option, if you decided to go with that, that sure is an option. If you wanted to go, I probably would go with a diesel probably, or maybe one of the V8 motors. However, the truck starts at $104,000 and goes up to $193,000. Good luck with that. Thank you guys for spending time with me on this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, watch out for the live stream video that's going to be associated with this video as well. So until then, peace.